By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what you need to do to gain your first 1,000 followers on TikTok, because all you have to do is implement the 5-step blueprint that I'm gonna be sharing with you, and it's gonna skyrocket both the amount of views that you get and the amount of followers that you're currently getting. In fact, this creator literally just went from 250 view jail to gaining over 500,000 followers in just a 30-day period simply by implementing this blueprint, and this same exact thing can happen to you. But I will warn you, if you skip just one part of this video, it's gonna be the reason that you failed to grow on TikTok right now. Step number 1 is you need to make sure that you never post a video that just shouldn't have been posted in the first place. And you're probably wondering what I mean by this. Well, what I mean by this is that the TikTok algorithm isn't going to push out your content if there's no audience for your content. If we look back 6 months ago, 12 months ago, or even 2 years ago, the TikTok algorithm was completely different. The way that it worked was you would upload something, and if you got enough likes, TikTok would then push your content to everybody. But it doesn't work like that anymore. Now the way that it works is you upload a piece of content, and TikTok is going to determine whether or not there's a big audience for that piece of content or whether or not there's a small audience for that piece of content. And if it falls under that there's a small audience, this is going to decrease the amount of views that you get, and ultimately it's going to limit the amount of views that you get. So the way that you actually get views is making sure that you're creating content that TikTok has a big audience for. And the only way that you can figure this out is by simply doing some research or by doing a search on TikTok. So what you want to do, whatever you're going to be posting about or whatever idea you have, ideally, you need to actually do a search for that on TikTok. And then after doing a search, you need to apply the 2 filters. The first one is going to be for this month, and the second is going to be sort by most liked. If you do not see videos with over 10,000 likes for that search, and ideally you want to get at least 100,000 views on your video, well, guess what? I would go to a new idea, or I would scroll down a little bit and see those suggested searches that TikTok has. Because if you aren't actually choosing something that TikTok has a large audience for, or that they've pushed that content out in the last month, well, then guess what's going to happen? It's going to decrease the amount of views that you're getting. I know what you're thinking, but Rob, what if I'm talking about some breaking news? When it comes to breaking news or a trend on TikTok, you do not want to be the first person that does it. Instead, you want to be in the middle of the pack. You don't want to be at the end. You don't want to be the first person. You want to be the person that actually ends up getting all the views. And think about it. Most things in life actually work like this. If we look at the smartphone, the first smartphone was actually not the iPhone, but the iPhone was the one that really worked. The same with the Mac and the laptop. The same with AirPods. They weren't the first wireless headset, but guess what? They were the one that really worked, and you want your content to be the same exact way. But choosing the right topic isn't the only thing you need to make sure that you're doing. You also need to make sure that you're creating content that's the right length, because you could choose the right topic, but if you don't choose content that's the right length, it's gonna destroy your views. But before I could share with you how to do that, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you wanna grow quicker on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, I literally upload a video every single day about how to grow on these platforms. In addition to that, you need to make sure that you're ranking for search right now on TikTok. If you wanna reach the right audience so that you can sell them something, or so that you can make more money, or you could get more sponsorship deals, you need to be ranking for search, because it's going to lead to getting views 24/7. Because at the end of the day, people under the age of 30, more than 50% of them are actually coming to TikTok to perform searches instead of going to Google or going to YouTube or going to another app. They're literally coming onto TikTok to be able to hear what people have to say about certain things, so they do way more searches than other people. And guess what happens? If you are able to rank for those searches, you're gonna get more views 24/7, you're gonna get the right views 24/7, and you're gonna skyrocket the amount of followers that you get. But unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to see how many views you're actually getting from search on the TikTok app. But today's video sponsor, Metricool, actually solves that for you, because you're gonna be able to go to Metricool and actually see how many people are doing a search on the Discover page and then viewing one of your videos. And the best part about this is if you go to the pinned comment below, you can sign up today for 30 days free access to any of their pro plans with code ROBERT. And that's not the only thing Metricool does. They also have a brand new feature that just launched, which allows you to save replies for your DMs or your inbox. In addition to that, you can literally have all of your DMs in one centralized place. So now you don't have to check Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok separately. You can literally put them all in one place. You can have saved replies, because I bet that you keep getting the same questions over and over again. And Metricool makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to manage all the DMs that you get and to be able to build a better relationship with your audience. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get more views, you want to get more followers, you need to stay engaged in your DMs. So what are you waiting for? If you want to be able to see how many views you're currently getting from search so that you can optimize that and skyrocket the amount of reach that you're getting, or you want to be able to better engage with all the people that are engaging with you, you need to go to that pinned comment below and sign up for 30 days free access to any of Metricool's Pro plans at the pinned comment below. And remember, use code ROBERT if you want to get those 30 days for free. Now this brings me to the next thing that you need to make sure that you're doing, and this is kind of contradictory, but you need to end your videos at the best part of the video. And there's two reasons for that, because right now you probably get to the highlight of your video and then keep rambling on or keep having the video play on, and guess what that leads to? One, it leads to your viewer just dropping off, which destroys the average view duration that you're getting. The second thing that's happening is it's actually very distasteful for your viewer. Instead of wanting to watch one of your videos again when they see them, guess what they end up doing? They're saying, screw this, I don't want to watch this person's videos anymore, and that's why you're not getting consistent views on your content. So what you need to do is you need to get to the best part of your video, and boom, you need to end it just like that, because this is going to do two things. One, it's going to increase the amount of people that actually replay the video because they were satisfied, and secondly, it's going to increase the amount of satisfied viewers that you get. So the next time they see one of your pieces of content show up, guess what ends up happening? You watch that video. I'm sure you've had the same exact experience. You watch somebody's video, you liked it, and then the next time that they come up on your For You page, you're willing to watch their video and see what they have to say. You want the same exact thing to happen to you with your audience, and the easiest way for you to do this is to get to that best part of the video and end that video immediately so that you know that that viewer is satisfied and they're ready to watch your next piece of content. Or they might even click follow because they're ready to tune in and see more of the content you're creating. And if you're able to replicate this over thousands of people, guess what ends up happening? You end up getting way more followers and you're gonna get more growth on TikTok in the future. Now there is one other tip that I need to make sure that you're paying attention to, and if you're getting less than 10,000 views every single time that you post, you're gonna wanna hear it. But first, I need to make sure that you're paying attention to the analytics that you're getting in your TikTok posts, because if you're not getting at least 70% of people to still be viewing your content after the first 3 seconds, that's gonna be the reason that your video flopped. In fact, the 3 things you need to pay very close attention to are 1, the length of the piece of content you're creating, 2, the topic of the piece of content, and if those 2 things are right, then the only reason that you didn't get the views that you want is simply because 70% of people still weren't watching after the first 3 seconds, and there are 3 ways for you to solve this. 1, you could put text on the screen or something on the screen that alludes to what's going to be happening next. 2, you could choose a camera angle that actually engages the person or gets them to want to continue watching the video. And 3, you need to make sure that you have something up on the screen or some kind of sound or sound effect playing that actually makes somebody want to stop what they're doing to watch your video, because they have an endless amount of content they could possibly watching if they're on TikTok, and you need to make sure that yours actually hooks them in. Now that last and most important part that you need to make sure that you're implementing if you want to be getting at least 10,000 views every single time you post on TikTok is actually using the features that TikTok is pushing right now. The first one is going to be carousel posts like this. If you're a small creator right now, these are the easiest posts for you to create, and so long as you have 4 to 6 different images there, well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to increase the engagement that you're getting, and on top of that, you need to make sure that that first slide is going to have a hook in it, and the last slide is going to have a call to action in it. If you're able to do that, they're going to push out this piece of content like crazy, because there's so many people that interact with content like this. And ideally what you want to get to happen is get that person to get all the way to the last slide, because it increases the amount of time that they spend on TikTok, and then TikTok shows them more carousel posts. The second thing is going to be shopping posts, but only shopping posts that are with a trending product, because similar to every other app in the world, what TikTok is doing, and they're able to do this organically, is they show you a product. If you engage with it, they keep showing you that product over and over and over again on the For You page. Now on other platforms, you see this with ads. I bet that you get the same ads over and over again. Well, guess what? TikTok is able to do that organically, and if you're able to create content about those trending products, you're gonna be able to tap into this and skyrocket the amount of reach that you're getting. And that third feature you need to make sure that you're using is a duet feature. Duets haven't really done well in like the last year on TikTok, but now they're starting to perform great again, so long as you're posting at the right time. And if you don't know what time to post on TikTok, watch this video right here, because it's literally going to tell you the best time to post for 2024, and you need to make sure that you're posting at these times if you want to skyrocket your reach.